5 mice, a chicken, a pig, and a cow were friends and lived on a farm a long way from anywhere. The mice, who lived inside the farmhouse, would always help their friends. When one of the mice heard that the farmer wanted fried chicken, they would tell the chicken to hide. When they heard the farmer's wife planning a dinner of pork sausages, they would tell the pig to lie on its side and pretend to be sick. And when they heard that the farmer wanted a roast beef dinner, they would tell the cow to go off into another field. The chicken, pig, and cow called their 5 friends MI5, Mouse Intelligence 5. One afternoon, one of the mice saw, through a crack in the wall, the farmer unpack a parcel. He almost squeaked his last breath when he saw that the parcel contained a mousetrap. "Oh no! We're toast. We're doomed," he told the other mice. "What can we do?" They all decided to go and ask their friend Mrs. Chicken for help. "Kook! Kook! Kook!" said Mrs. Chicken. "How can a little mousetrap hurt me?" The mice were so surprised that Mrs. Chicken would not consider helping them, nor even comfort them, after all the help the mice had given her. So they went to see their friend Mr. Pig. "Oink," said Mr. Pig. "I'm a bit busy right now. I will get back to you later. After all, how can a mousetrap affect me?" Again the mice were disappointed. So they went to see their biggest and bravest friend, Mrs. Cow. Mrs. Cow was too busy chewing grass to even say moo. Then, after much imploring from the anxious mice, she said, "Okay. I will ruminate on it, even though it is not my problem." The mice returned home in dismay. After all the assistance they had given their friends, they got little more than a kook. "Kook! Kook!" from Mrs. Chicken, an oink from Mr. Pig, and not even a moo from Mrs. Cow. Later that night, while searching for a midnight snack, one of the mice stepped in that mousetrap. Whack, and the mouse went straight up to heaven. The other 4 mice heard the sound and went to help. There was nothing they could do for their dear, deceased brother. They wept and they cried and they sobbed. The farmer's wife also heard the sound of the mousetrap being sprung and went to investigate. When she saw the dead mouse with 4 other mice weeping with grief and taking turns holding one another in their little arms, she let out a scream and fainted. By the next morning, she was still in shock and remained in bed. The farmer considered what he could give his wife to make her better. The thought came to him, chicken soup. So he caught Mrs. Chicken, decapitated her, and boiled her in a pot with some salt and garlic. When the farmer's wife's friends heard that she was sick, they came to visit, as people do. The farmer had to feed his guests, so he slaughtered Mr. Pig and made him into grilled pork chops for his visitors. Unfortunately, the farmer's wife never recovered from the shock of seeing 4 mice in grief. She died. A lot of people came for the funeral, and the farmer made many roast beef sandwiches for the mourners. Guess where that beef came from? We often think, "This won't affect me, it has nothing to do with me. It's someone else's problem." But this story tells us no. This could be my problem too. That's why we have to help each other, even though we don't know how it will affect us. If there is a problem in your life, please don't think it's your problem, or his. Instead of thinking it's our problem, we're all in it together, and the beautiful part of this process is sharing it with others. We will solve this together. If our efforts are successful and reach a good end, extraordinary. But even if it doesn't work out, the most important thing is, we work together. The crux of the problem is not in solving all our problems, but in the fact that we are not working together. That's where the problem is. If we learn to work together, we will have this amazing spiritual life, and we won't feel so alone. Then, we get closer to the reality that we are all in this boat together. That is a story that teaches us how humans should help each other.